I was playing Battlefront 2 the other day, and I've never played the story before, but after playing for a little bit, I realized that the Inferno squad is actually kinda dope. So, being the nerd that I am, of course, I decided to make something out of it. So I created this little LEGO MOC that shows the Inferno squad going through Endor, walking on the woods. So I just want to show my process and everything that I had to do in order to get my MOC. First of all, I had to go back to the game and I had to get to the point that actually inspired me to make the MOC. And this is the first stage that I like to call reference. So I came into the woods and I started to look around. I started to look at the vegetation, the foliage, the trees and everything. I was also keeping in mind which kind of pieces I was gonna need to make these different objects, and I was just making mental notes of all the details, the rocks, the different vegetation, the textures, or whatever. So I separated and gathered all the pieces that I thought they were gonna be useful to my MOC. So I have a lot of green pieces, I have a lot of brown pieces. And this is the first rough draft that I have on the MOC so far. I started to check if these things were working, if there was something that wasn't working. And after adding here a little pathway with mud and everything, I thought this was looking pretty neat. I ended up liking the construction of the tree, how the foliage was looking around. And I realized I was gonna need more foliage pieces, and this is where this VIP bag comes in handy. I got this with my purchases for May the 4th, and I'm kinda grateful because he's gonna come in handy right now. Okay, I ended up changing a lot of things because for the MOC that I wanna make, I needed more depth in my scene. So I decided to move my whole composition from being horizontal to being a vertical piece. I don't know how to explain it, but you can see here in the image. So I think this shot is gonna be working a lot better than the other one that I had. And it makes the whole place feel like more full of foliage, and it's great because I don't have enough pieces. So now for my MOC, I'm just gonna need my Inferno squad, and I conveniently just purchased a set. This is sealed and ready to be built, so let's get to it. This set came as a battle pack, and I think that's a really interesting choice because you have 4 characters that are basically named characters. It's not something that you can particularly army build, but at the same time I understand because this was a set that was only promotional for Battlefront 2, but I'm sure they just didn't want to put the Inferno set in a really expensive set, and they just wanted to keep it in a way that it will be available for all the casuals that maybe like the story from Battlefront 2 and wanted to get the LEGO set for it and make it really available for them. But still, the story wasn't that good. I just thought the beginning of the story was cool, and that's why I created this MOC. And you know, I wasn't gonna add the build to the MOC, but when I got done building it, I thought it was a really cool little set. Like, this speeder looks actually really good. Like, I like the back and everything, and I decided to put it on the back of the MOC. I don't think you can really see it on the shot, but it's there. I just really liked it. Usually small scale vehicles from Star Wars are super crappy, but this one is really good. So I decided to also add a little pattern to the main character of the game just to make it a little bit more interesting, add a little bit more spice to that character, because she doesn't have any attachments like some of the other members do. So this is what we have at the end, this little build. I absolutely love it. Again, this looks super cool. I think this is a really underrated set because the build is really good, the figures are really good, and I just ended up liking it, and at the time it was extremely affordable for everyone. Okay, so now it's time to add the figures into our MOC. So we're going to see how it looks. We're back, we have an idea of where we're gonna put the figures. I have an idea of what I want to do with the shot. I've used a little bit of the treehouse set on the back to make more foliage. And now everything that is left is basically just line up the shot. So let's see the final result. And this is my final shot. I know this is not an amazing MOC or anything, it's not the best shot out there. I just wanted to make something fun that represented the game, and I think this is doing the trick. So again, for the background, I ended up using the treehouse set. I also used the bonsai set to put it in the back and just have some more foliage showing. I wanted to make the forest look a little bit more dense. I didn't have enough pieces, but I think this is doing the job. And the truth is that this is just a little MOC that I made in probably around an hour or so. I didn't want to make something spectacular or anything, but I just wanted to show all the process that it takes to create something as simple and as crappy as this little MOC. So you let me know if this represents enough that initial little shot that I showed from Battlefront 2, and let me know what you think. And if you're interested in seeing any more MOCs, just let me know, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.